Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Raven and welcome back to Warframe. Okay, in this video we're going to try and get some more Oxium so I can get the Arcwing for the open areas, which I will show you once I can build the Arcwing launcher. So we'll go back to Killican because excavations are the best place to get Oxium, I've been told, and Killican's one of the best levels to get Oxium, at the lowest level, sorry. I've been looking at his chat for the last 5 minutes. I've just gone to Warframe and it's ridiculous. They're talking about ambulance or something like that. And you may have noticed I got a new weapon. This is the Castle War. Oh no. Oh, cool. It's down here. Alright, so we're good. Never had a pole arm in this game before. Castle War was my first. It was originally going to be the Gondano, but I could never figure out how to research and build that. And once I figured out how to research and build weapons, I got the Castle War. Because it's fast and it's strong. I mean, look at this. I just mow them all down. But probably keep in mind that they're all low levels. My Castle was heavily modded. And I know I've been away for a couple of days, I'm sorry about that. I don't upload on the weekends because I can't get the house to myself. That's when I upload. But yes, I've just been trying to get the house to myself so I can upload for you guys, because I do like to shout and yell at the games sometimes. Or what you hear is me talking, maybe, I don't know. But what I'm really doing is shouting. Neighbour lady probably thinks something is going down. But oh well. Missed. But yes, I'm back up to uploading. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the few games I got coming up. There's this, and then maybe there'll be Star Wars Republic Commando or KOTOR or even KOTOR. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm a big Star Wars fan. And before you ask, no, I didn't see the new Star Wars movie, and no, I don't want to, because I hate the new Star Wars franchise. I reckon that Disney ruined the whole thing for everyone. They bought Star Wars and they tried to make their own universe in it, and in the process they screwed it all up for everyone. So now I just like play KOTOR all the time and read the comics. And if you haven't read any of the Star Wars comics, first of all, what's wrong with you? They're great. Second of all, you must read them. And I know comics aren't everyone's cup of tea, but they're actually really good. Some of them are a little bit meh, and I try to avoid those ones. But most of them are good. Really good. Have more plot development than the new movies. That's not saying much. Ah, oh, the excavators halted again! God damn it. I hate this because then whenever that happens, there's never any battery guys around. They don't guys are the big guys are the battery packs in the back. I'm gonna try saying that 3 times fast. Battery packs on the back, battery packs on the back, battery packs on the back. But there's none of them around, so I can't recharge it, so I have to wait here and defend until one of them comes along. I have to wait for a couple more seconds till another one comes along, otherwise the excavator dies again. And I still have 1 minute left of drilling. It's ridiculous. I don't know why I went down there. Ah. You're a little bit late, but better than never. I guess after this I'll install Republic Commando for my computer, and then you might see some footage of that. I've heard very good things about Republic Commando.
The excavator has lost power.
Very good things. It's not like all the other Star Wars games where it's all kid friendly in that. It's actually quite gruesome. It's got quite good shooting gameplay. So hopefully you guys like that. I hope you do. If you don't, let me know and I will play something else for you guys. But if you do, then we'll enjoy the series together. And hopefully in the future, hopefully, if EA can actually fix it, I'll be able to play the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005 for you guys. And first I will play that normally. Don't know if I'll play Galactic Conquest or the story mode, but I'll play something for you guys of that game, and then I'll show you the gameplay of Battlefront 2 with all the mods that I have installed in it, which are quite a lot. I do have a lot of mods for Battlefront 2. None of them seem to affect the gameplay though. Ooh, the frame rate all sticks at about 60 frames per second, 30 frames per second. But they're actually really good mods. My favourite would have to be Dark Times 2 Rising Sun. If you've never played that mod, it is actually really good. But I have different mods like Battlefront Extreme, I think it's called. Oh, you're attacking the excavator, leave it alone. Battlefront Extreme, the Sith Wars, which took place when Darth Bane was rising to power in the Star Wars story. And that's another big gripe for me, because Darth Bane, in the Star Wars story, they keep saying that Darth Bane made the rule of 2, which is what made the Sith so powerful, and that's what Palpatine and Darth Vader used to rule the galaxy. That's why you never see any other Siths in the... That's such a hard word to say. You never see any other Siths in the movies, because there's only 2. A master and an apprentice. One to hold the power, one to crave it. And then once the apprentice becomes stronger than the master, he kills the master and takes on his own apprentice. And that way Sith kept getting stronger and stronger. And Darth Bane implemented that that order during the Sith Wars, which when the Dark Brotherhood was a cut-off of the Sith Empire, they are fighting the Sith Empire for control of the throne. And Darth Bane joined the Dark Brotherhood, and he noticed that there was a lot of infighting in the Sith, and one of the biggest problems was a lot of weak Sith. Why did you see that shot? That was awesome. A lot of the weak Sith ganged up on a single strong Sith and were able to kill him quite easily, so eventually the Sith was just made up of all these weak Sith that killed all strong Sith, so they weren't able to defeat Jedi Masters easily. And Darth Bane noticed that was a big problem because they couldn't fight very well, so they were actually losing the war against the Jedi. So it's a war within a war.
Excavation complete.
They were just like petty little beings in the Sith Empire that wanted control, so they had a little bit of a tatty tantrum, as I like to call it. That's what my parents call it, so I call it that. They had a little bit of a tattle tantrum, or titty tantrum, whatever you want to call it. I have very strange words for it, leave me alone. And they had this tantrum, made the Dark Brotherhood to try and take over the Sith Empire. And they were just killing all the strong Sith, so Darth Bane tricked the Sith into fighting the Republic, and that killed off all the Sith except for him and Darth Zana, his apprentice. By the way, Darth Zana is the most badass Sith in all Star Wars, honestly.
An artifact has been located.
And some people might be going, oh, a girl can't be badass Sith. Yeah, no, she can be. She's awesome.
Protect the unit while it extracts the artifact.
But I'm getting off topic again. Darth Bane killed all Sith and most of the Republic by forcing... No, sorry, most of the Jedi. Jedi aren't Republic, and Republic aren't Jedi. They're a branch of each other. Sort of. They work together. Missed. Got him. But yes, killed off all the Sith and most of the Jedi, then he made himself the Emperor and went into hiding with Darth Zana and trained her up to be stronger so she could kill him one day. But my biggest gripe with this is that Disney, in their infinite stupidity, they've made Darth Bane the sole creator of the Rule of Two, which he wasn't. And the guy they made, that made the Rule of Two, they've actually made him non-canon because they didn't want him to be canon. I don't know why they made him non-canon. He was actually a very important character. And for those of you who don't know, it was actually Darth Revan who made the Rule of Two. He did it with Darth Malak during KOTOR, the game. That era, because KOTOR takes place in the Old Republic era before SWTOR, which is another game that you'll see me play. Soon, maybe. But yes, Revan took down the Mandalorians in the Mandalorian War. I'm not even going to go into that. Took down the Mandalorians, and he and Alec, as he was known at the time, went to go and kill the Emperor, because the Emperor orchestrated the Mandalorian Wars to try and get rid of the Jedi. The Jedi and the Republic. So Revan Alec, as he was known back then, went to go kill the Emperor, and then they were corrupted by the dark side, became Darth Revan and Darth Malak. And then they left, and what was it? Tried firing up the Star Forge to make themselves stronger. So that's what the Star Forge does. It puts the power of a star into a Force user. So it makes them twice as strong as they originally were. And at that time, Revan was very strong. He was the best duelist in his time, in his era. And he was quite a powerful Force user, so imagine if he'd actually successfully used the Star Forge on himself. But yes, tried to fire up the Star Forge, and I'm just spitballing here, by the way. I can't actually remember the story. Revan isn't my favourite Force user in all of Star Wars, by the way. and I'll get into that a little bit, so I'll continue my rant in a second about Force users. Yes, tried firing at Starforge, and then the Republic tried to defeat them because they were going to get too much power. And so Revan had to face off with his future wife Bastila Shan in a Republic strike team, at which point Malak betrayed him and shot his flagship to try and kill Revan, which failed. It only knocked him out. And then Revan joined the Republic because his brain was wiped. Then he remembered who he was, and he became a Grey Jedi, and went off to go kill the Emperor again, which he failed once again. But a lot of people do like Revan, and they're very pissed that Disney made him non-canon because, first of all, he's one of the most important characters in Star Wars. He made the rule too. He's the reason why the movies even exist. Because without him, the Sith would have died down, or died out, actually, I should say. And Darth Bane actually notices this. If they had kept the infighting going on, more and more groups of the Sith were split up and showed up, just like Dark Brotherhood. And then there would be so much infighting that the Sith would eventually kill themselves. Like, not commit suicide, sorry, but they commit genocide of their own species, their own religion. And then there just wouldn't be any Sith left, and it'd just be a Republic. Yeah, so without Revan, the movies would never have happened. The Sith would have gone extinct. So that's why I'm so pissed that, and so many other people are pissed that Disney made Revan non-canon, because he's so important to the story. Gotta avoid that shockwave. So yes, that's why I hate new Star Wars movies, that and they're crap. I've seen splits of the new Star Wars movie, the most recent one, which is episode 8. And the split that I saw on YouTube was of Finn and Phasma fighting. And in the ads on TV, advertisements of the movie, or the advertisements as my teacher used to call them, it like put a lot of emphasis on Rey. No, sorry. Finn and Phasma fighting. Put a whole heap of emphasis on them. Like, this is going to be awesome. This would be the best fight in the movie. Because it's just like kind of built these two characters up to be semi-awesome. They still suck, I hate them. But built them up to be semi-awesome. And then I saw the fight on YouTube through splits of the movie. And the fight altogether goes for about 3 minutes. Like, Captain Phasma kills her own men because they realise that she's corrupt and weak. And she and Finn get into a tiny little tussle. She falls off the edge of the platform. And she returns, faces Finn again, and it's realised that she didn't die when she fell off the platform. And then 2 more blows, I think. It's 2, 3 more blows are exchanged between them. And then Captain Phasma's dead.
Look what we just uncovered.
And when I saw that, I was just thinking that was the biggest fuck you that Disney could ever give fans of Star Wars. They built these two characters up to be semi-awesome, awesome in some people's minds. I just didn't like them, but other people did. And build them up to be these two great characters that are eventually going to face off against one another. Then when the fight finally happened, it's just a couple of blows, and then Captain Phasma dies. It's so anticlimactic.
An artifact has been located. Proceed to the dig site.
Yes, that's why I hate the new Star Wars movies. I hope they go back to the Old Republic era because they actually had good Sith and Jedi back then, such as Ben Zalo. He was a Jedi. He was a Jedi Grand Master before Satil Shan. Darth Malgus. He actually took down the Jedi Temple, which is something Palpatine tried to do. It took Palpatine a couple of decades to try and take down the Jedi Temple. It took Darth Malgus 5 minutes. Go check it out on YouTube, Sator Trailer Deception. Sator is spelled S-W-T-O-R for Star Wars The Old Republic, because that's what the MMO is called. And it's this trailer of Darth Malgus taking down the Jedi Temple. He does it in about 5 minutes flat. He just flies a dropship in that's filled up with Sith, because there were heaps of Sith back then. Like, there was more Sith than Jedi. The only problem is that they were actually killing each other.
Excavation complete. Look what we found.
But yes, he flew a couple hundred Sith, I think. No, sorry. Not a couple hundred, more like 32 Sith into the temple. And when he did that, they all just came out of the dropship and started attacking the temple, and took it in about 5 minutes after Malgus killed Venzalo. And well, yeah, just killed Venzalo because he was the only notable Jedi there.
The scanner has picked up a target. Go to the dig site.
And you would be thinking, hey, the Jedi Temple is meant to have a Battle Master, isn't it? Who's someone who trains a Jedi. And yes, it would, but Darth Malgus killed the Battle Master before heading to Alderaan, getting disfigured more than Darth Vader, and coming out more awesome than Darth Vader. And then he attacked the Jedi Temple afterwards. So yes, he did something in 5 minutes that took Palpatine a couple of decades to do, and I do understand that Palpatine was only one Sith at the time. The other Sith was Count Dooku, or Darth Tyrannus, if you want to call him. But still no excuse. If Palpatine's that powerful that he can hide amongst the Jedi, he can suck it up and take down Jedi Temple. Now I can understand that Mace Windu was a very exceptional duelist, but
Dig complete. Your hard work has
still
just been rewarded.
it's no excuse. Sorry, I'm just getting slightly distracted by the game and trying to concentrate on the game and talk to you guys at the same time. So I do like talking to you guys. Even if you guys don't like it, you will listen to my voice. And the thing about Force users in Star Wars is that they're so built up to be these gods and demigods and all that kind of crap. But they're not. They're piss weak. Excuse my language, but that's what I'm going to say. They're piss weak. They are. They truly are. Oh, I only got 11 Oxium. God damn. They're just piss weak. I mean, if you take their force powers and their lightsabers away, Jedi and Sith are they're both dead. Just straight away dead. So if you were someone with a slug thrower, which is a slug gun in Star Wars, yeah, obviously you can tell by that. If you had a slug thrower, you could take down a Sith or Jedi very easily because lightsabers melt metal, which is what slugs are. So you shoot a slug at them, and they try to deflect it, and because a slug looks just like a blaster bolt, they try to deflect it and it just melt and land on their face and go into their eyes, and they can't see or do anything. They're in too much pain. They're trying to get molten metal out of their eyes, which doesn't come out, by the way. It hardens too quickly, so it just sticks in there and blinds them. Then you just go up to them with a knife and stab them. They're dead. There are several toxins in the Star Wars universe that if they enter your bloodstream, they can shut off your access to the Force, though temporarily. Though I do understand that those toxins wear off a lot quicker with Sith than they do with Jedi, because Sith, at the thought of getting their powers deactivated... No orders. Just relax. At the idea of getting their powers deactivated, Sith become very angry, and that gives them access to the dark side of the Force. Sorry, dark side of the Force, quotation marks. I'll explain that in another video, by the way. Cut off their access to the Force powers and they get angry, which would access the dark side of the Force, and they'd basically hotwire themselves to get access to the Force again through getting angry, very quickly. And you actually do that in Star Wars The Old Republic. If you play as a Sith Inquisitor, you get drugged, you get your Force powers cut off, and then you get so angry that you activate your Force powers again. But you pour a toxin into a Sith system either through drinking or through a dart, like they do in Episode 2, to kill that bounty hunter. Then you'll shut off their access to the Force for a couple minutes, even less for Sith. But it's my understanding that firefights and hand fights where you're fighting to the death, they usually go for about a couple of seconds. Lightsabers, they're easy to get rid of. Cortosis is the metal in Star Wars that redirects the energy, the plasma, sorry, of a lightsaber blade back into the inhibitor, which shuts it off temporarily. It shorts it out, essentially. So you use like a Cortosis armband or wristband or shoulder band or Cortosis chest plate, and if the lightsaber strikes that, it shuts off for a little bit. So you've gotten rid of their Force powers and shut off their lightsaber. They're essentially useless. They will try hand-to-hand combat, and Sith and Jedi do know hand-to-hand combat, but very little of it, because they're relying on their lightsaber and the Force powers way too much. So if you know like Mandalorian hand-to-hand combat, you've got the upper hand on a Jedi right there and then. So that's my problem with Force users, that Star Wars tries to make them gods and they're peasants. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I think I've ranted on for long enough. I've probably made you guys' ears bleed. I'm sorry for that. And if you did enjoy my ranting, I'm glad that you did. I will have some more rants in the next video, but if you don't want me to rant on, please let me know in the comments. Because if I'm making you guys unhappy in these videos in any way possible, please let me know. That's not my intention. I do want to entertain you guys. I don't want to make you upset. But other than that, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, do that. Because we will have quite some adventures in the future. I do have some awesome games to play for you guys. And I'm not telling you, these names are secrets. They're for me to know and for you to find out, but you will love them. Some of the names are very creative, some of the games are very creative, but I'm sure we'll love them all, and it's going to be an awesome ride with you guys. I hope I can make a career out of this, because to make videos for you guys that you enjoy, hopefully you do, that would be my dream job. That would be so awesome. But most of all, I do hope I entertain you guys. I hope this is something that you sit down and watch and chuckle to. I know I do. I watched the last video and I know the camera was really bad in the last video. The resolutions were all out, but other than that, it was actually really funny to me. I hope it was funny to you guys. I hope I do entertain you. If I do anything wrong, if I make you upset anyway. If it's not entertaining, please let me know. I love criticism in the I love criticism to whatever I do. It allows me to improve myself for you guys. So, if you liked it, leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!